I'm moving to another city for work. Since I'm an adult and not a college kid, I hired movers. My parents insisted on coming down to help me pack up. I live in their basement suite. It was cheap and they let me have privacy. They brought my brother and my nephew. The four of them were not helpful at all, especially my nephew. My parents decided to keep him busy by giving him one of my Lego sets to play with. I collect them. I usually buy two of the same ones. I build one, put it up for display, and leave the other one in the box to trade or sell. He took it upstairs to stay out of the way. Then he took it home. All I noticed was that he was out from underfoot. The next day, I saw the box in the garbage. I didn't assume. I knew the answer already, but I didn't assume. I went upstairs to talk to them. I asked where the Lego box came from. They said they gave it to Travis to keep him busy. I told them they needed to replace it. They said I was being childish for caring so much about a toy. I said they could replace it, or I'd file an insurance claim, and that would probably require a police report. My dad got angry. He pulled out $70 and told me that I was an idiot for making a fuss over a toy. I asked him if that was a down payment. He said that this is what he spent on the last Lego gift he got me for Christmas, and this is what those helmets cost. I showed him the box. I told him to keep his money. He just had to give me a sealed box like the one he stole. He said he didn't steal anything. He took the box and went to the Lego store nearby. When he came back, he was apologetic. He said he would get it back for my nephew. I said I wanted a sealed box with a TIE Fighter helmet. I even went on eBay to help him find one cheaper than he had found by himself at the Collectable store that the guy at the Lego store sent him to. With shipping, it would only be $300. He ordered it. He isn't happy about it. My mom is upset that I expect that much money for a toy. My dad is upset that I didn't explain before he went and made a fool of himself at the store. I'm upset that they stole from me. Am I the idiot? Not the idiot. Your parents are judgmental and inconsiderate. They stole something of yours and gave it to your nephew without first asking you. When you asked them about it, they belittled you for even having it in the first place. They didn't even think they needed to replace the stolen item and probably wouldn't have told you about it if you hadn't asked. Their opinion of whether Lego products are for kids is irrelevant because they are collectible items for which people pay a lot of money. All of this could have been avoided if they had just asked you first, or even better, if they had bothered to have things in their home to entertain their grandson instead of just taking your stuff. They probably hoped that since you have so many boxes of Lego sets, you would never notice that one was missing. Indeed, I'm a Lego fan, so I audibly gasped when I read that part where OP said that they saw the box in the garbage. I would have been furious. It doesn't matter if it's a toy, a car, a piece of furniture, or a piece of animal flesh. It was something you owned, and they took it and effectively destroyed it. So they get to replace it. Also, a lot of Lego sets now say those aged 18 plus. They know that people of all ages play with Lego. Heck, does anyone here watch Lego Masters? Those things are literally for everyone. I disagree. Dude, you're the idiot. Don't get me wrong. Your parents made a mistake and were clearly oblivious about the whole thing, as most parents tend to be. And as a fellow Lego lover, I get that this is a very crappy situation for you. But the way you handled it makes you the clear idiot. Immediately escalating, mentioning police reports and insurance claims? That's what idiots do. Your dad was apologetic the moment he realized the truth of the situation, because he's not an idiot. Gonna preface this by saying, what the actual heck? My girlfriend, 26, has had the same emotional support water bottle for approximately 3 years. She takes it with her everywhere and only drinks water out of that bottle. I, male 25, learned a month ago that she doesn't wash it, just refills it once it runs out. So I washed it, and holy crap, there was mold growing inside. I tried my best to clean it, but I couldn't get it all out no matter how much I tried. I told her about the mold and that I think she needs to get a replacement water bottle. She said no, that it was her decision. I kept bringing it up, and she kept saying no. So I went out and bought 4 different water bottles, 1 identical and 3 that are really similar. I gave them to her and tried to explain that drinking out of a moldy water bottle would affect her health. She relented and started taking the identical one to work, but she said she wanted to keep the original, just to have it. I backed off. Well, yesterday, I found the water bottle I bought with the lid still sealed and the original bottle half full. I chucked it right then and there. I threw it in the bin and told her what I did. I said she couldn't keep drinking out of that and putting her health at risk. She's angry, extremely angry. Her friends are all angry at me too, but her parents and siblings are all on my side. Am I the idiot? I know I'm probably a bit of an idiot, but I feel really justified about it. Not the idiot, but I seriously can't wrap my head around how a 26-year-old woman can act like such a petulant child, drinking out of a moldy bottle and then throwing a fit when you step in because you justifiably worry about her health? Sheesh, why is she so attached to this water bottle? Does she have mental health issues? There's a whole social media trend about emotional support water bottles. During the global issue, a lot of girls online, even myself, preached about how we can use the lockdown time to get a skincare routine and drink water. Buying a water bottle and taking time to decorate and care for it became a huge trend on social media. I still have my emotional support hydro flask from 2019 or 2020-ish. Of course, it's properly washed though. Everyone's the idiot here. Not your call, mate. I totally agree with you that it's unhealthy and should be tossed, but it wasn't yours to throw away. It was her property. You could ask her to do it, plead with her to do it, and even tell her it goes or you go. But throwing away something that was obviously important to her was an idiot move. I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. It was a moldy water bottle, a darn biohazard. So he should just be okay with letting his girlfriend actively drink water that could kill her? As a partner, you're supposed to step in when your SO is objectively wrong. You're family. You're responsible for each other, and you keep each other safe. I, 18 female, just graduated high school a few weeks ago. I've never had a job before, and now that I've graduated, I wanted to earn some money for expenses at community college. I asked my mom if she could help me find a job, and she suggested babysitting. I thought it would be easy. My mom's supervisor needed a babysitter for the summer because their daycare shut down. They have 2 sons, Cal, who's a tween, and Connie, who's in kindergarten and autistic. They reassured me that Cal is very independent and prefers to be alone, so I would mostly need to focus on Connie. I've never dealt with autistic kids, but I figured it wouldn't be too hard since he's so young. On my first day, I got to know the boys, and things started off pretty simple. Connie played with his toy cars for a few hours, while Cal stayed in his room. Around noon, I called them for lunch. I'm not great at cooking, so I just heated up some canned mac and cheese. Cal was fine with it, but Connie burst into tears, saying he hated mac and cheese. I tried to get him to eat, but he kept crying. Since I didn't know much about autism, I asked Cal for help. He was a bit rude, but took Connie's bowl and got him some fig bars, which seemed to calm him down. When I asked Connie what he would like to eat in the future, he just made angry noises and ignored me. Later, Connie started crying again because he couldn't assemble his fire truck. He asked for help, and since I didn't know what to do, I called Cal again. Cal complained and didn't want to help, so I snapped and told him to help his brother or he wouldn't get a snack later. He did it grudgingly, and things were fine for a while. Some time passes, and I find Connie crying in the laundry room again. He told me his cat scratched him and made him bleed. I called Cal again to put a Band-Aid on him because I wasn't sure how Connie would react if I did it. Cal looked upset while doing it, but nothing else happened that day. When their mom came home, I left. Later, I got a long, angry message saying I parentified Cal and that it should have been my responsibility to care for Connie. She said she didn't want me to babysit anymore. I was livid because I felt like Cal was spoiled and couldn't even handle helping around the house. My mom is mad at me, but my dad is on my side and is really angry with their mom. Am I the idiot? You are the idiot. Realizing you're inexperienced, you seem like an awful sitter. You had pretty much one kid to focus on and managed to outsource most of it to the other kid in your care. And on top of that, threatened to withhold food based on the older child's compliance? The parent is correct for chastising you, and you should not babysit that family again. Based on this, you should not be livid, and Cal didn't show signs of being spoiled. It sounds like both kids played on their own for hours at a time, and at least once, you seem to have lost track of the younger child, which strikes me as odd for someone who's a first-time, presumably attentive sitter. What were you doing while they played independently? Everything you've said is true, but the mom failed to prepare OP for the job, especially since OP was new to babysitting. The mom should have left clear instructions on handling Connie. Yes, a more experienced sitter would have known to ask those questions, but at the end of the day, the mom is responsible for who she leaves her children with and making sure they're prepared. Everyone's the idiot here. I mean, what the heck was an autistic kindergartner doing alone in a laundry room? How's OP 18 and knows nothing about autism? You can't even put a Band-Aid on a kid? How is Cal remotely spoiled from this story? He has to deal with Connie all the time, and Connie gets more attention than him. He was perfectly happy to play by himself. He ate what was given with no complaint. He's not the one getting paid to play with Connie. The OP is. I, a male teen, graduated last Friday. After the ceremony ended, I couldn't find my parents anywhere. I looked around for them and then decided to look at my phone. My mom sent me a text a while ago, letting me know that my sister went into labor and she and my dad were at the hospital. This upset me because I thought my parents were there, but realizing that they weren't there just made me sad. I saw everyone else there with their family taking pictures and stuff, and I was just standing there awkwardly, not knowing what to do. My mom told me that they would be back as soon as possible to come and get me. They didn't. I waited for a good 20 minutes, watching everyone else leave. I decided to just walk home because I got tired of waiting. I walked 3 miles before my parents drove by and made a U-turn to come and pick me up. They were mad when they saw me walking. They told me that it was disrespectful for me to leave without telling them and accused me of putting myself in danger. I told them that there weren't a lot of people left at the ceremony and that I didn't want to wait any longer. I also told them that they knew it was important for them to be there, and they completely bailed on me. They told me that they were sorry and kept trying to justify why they left. I told them that it didn't make sense for them to leave when my sister's husband was there with her, and that if they really wanted to abandon me, they could have at least had one of them stay with me, but they left me with no one to watch me and ruined what was supposed to be a good day for me. My sister didn't even give birth that day. She gave birth about 18 hours later, which made me angry. The problem is that my parents are upset with me because they wanted to take another picture of me with my cap and gown on, but I refused. The one they took of me in the car, I wasn't smiling, and my parents wanted a redo because of it. I told them no. I said that if they already had a picture of me, that's all they were going to get. I told them there are pictures of me on my school's Facebook page, and they can screenshot it from there, or leave it alone. If they choose to attend my college graduation, they can maybe see me in another cap and gown. But until then, I don't see why I have to put it on just for them when they chose to miss it. They feel as if I'm punishing them by not allowing them to take a picture of me. I just feel like if they wanted a picture, they should have been there. Other than that, they can use the ones on Facebook, the one in the car, or none at all. Am I the idiot for not allowing my parents to take a picture of me with my cap and gown? To be honest, I think not the idiot. It would be different if your sister was alone or in distress, but she wasn't. It also sounds like it was her first, which notoriously takes hours and hours. If she was safe and had her husband with her, they could have waited a couple of hours with you and then all gone together. Or like you said, one of them stayed. Is she the golden child? I wouldn't be surprised if your sister didn't even want them there. So many grandparents rush to the hospital as soon as they hear the word labor, but oftentimes they can't go into the room, or if they do, they aren't exactly wanted. They should have been there for you. At the very least, one of them should have remained. Buddy, I am so very, very sorry. Your parents, on the other hand, are massive idiots. There was absolutely no need for them to trail your sister to the hospital. Your sister had her husband to be with her. A high school graduation is a big deal, and your parents threw it away for absolutely no reason whatsoever. What they did was truly awful, and the fact that they don't even get how awful they are is quite telling of how out of touch they are. I'm so sorry. As for the photos, I hope you got some great photos with your friends for posterity. No, you do not need to put your cap and gown back on and play dress up. The moment is come and gone. They made a choice, and they can live with the consequences. That is what you tell your parents. My parents got divorced when my siblings and I were in middle school and high school. We're now in our 20s. Dad got married 2 years after the divorce. He met his wife and married her in 6 months because she was planning to return to her home state, and he didn't want to do the long distance thing. So we didn't really know her when he told us that they had eloped in Vegas. She, however, thought we were all super close and was really disappointed when our reactions were pretty muted to their news. This started her jealousy of my mom. She was jealous of our closeness with her. Then she was jealous of the fact that we got along so well with our mom's partner and we're still close, even though Mom and he never got married. Dad's wife started showing up, all glam, to school functions and football games we were involved in. She looked like she was attending a wedding on a red carpet, and she'd make snarky comments about dressing up to support her kids while looking right at my mom. She would throw us these lavish birthday parties, invite both sides of our family, and then attempt to dress us in matching outfits, the birthday kid and her. It always made her twitchy when we didn't want to dress like her. When my twin siblings turned 16 and my sister and mom had matching necklaces, my dad's wife actually went home to change and wore the same colored dress as my sister. She talks like my mom is somehow less than her because she's not remarried. She gloats that she has a ring on her finger and that she shares the same last name as us, the kids. Just all kinds of petty things. She's someone we tolerate, but we don't like her. And if we could exclude her from our lives without losing our dad, we would. I'm getting married, and so is one of my brothers, the twin. My dad's wife has not been invited to any fittings, tastings, viewings, etc. by either my fiance and I or my brother and his fiance. But Mom has been invited to do stuff on both sides, and my dad's wife was so upset by it. She asked my brother about being invited to something first, and he said no, just no, nothing else. She pestered him for a while before moving to me, and she broke down over it and said she couldn't understand not being included in pre-wedding activities. I told her she wasn't included because her one-sided contest with my mom was pathetic, and none of us wanted to deal with that. She said it was such a mean thing to say, and all she's ever tried to do is earn that spot as our mom. But we treat our mom's partner, who isn't even our stepdad, like he's more important than her. She was crying harder while saying all this. Am I the idiot? Not the idiot. 99% of the problems I see between kids and the step-parents occur when the kids are forced to see the step-parent as a new mother or father figure. She is your dad's wife and nothing more to you because she tried to force it. I'm betting that your mom's partner hasn't forced you to see him as a second father, which is why you have a better relationship with him. You're not emotional support kids for your stepmother. Her trying to earn the spot of mother is nothing more than her ego. She should have focused on forming a real relationship rather than forcing you to feel a certain way about her. She reminds me of my ex-wife. She had a t-shirt printed after they got married saying Mrs. his surname, and she was posting it all over social media. She turned up at my kids' school trying to get into their parent-teacher meetings but was turned away. Their father has barely no contact with our kids. When he had just left, they would try to ring their dad, and she wouldn't put him on the phone. She kept up this immature stuff over the years, and it had a hand in alienating her from my daughter's lives. She seems jealous of your mother, and it's stupid. She had no right to be part of your wedding, and if she doesn't like it, tough. This sounds so exhausting, and I'm sorry for you, OP, and your siblings. It also sounds like it's been a long time coming, and your father should have seen this behavior a long time ago and addressed it. She asked why. You told her. She's a grown woman, and her behavior is just toxic and bizarre. You obviously will have your brother's support. Don't explain further. Don't argue. Go stuck record and keep repeating just what you've already said. Hope you and your twin each have a lovely wedding.